The mark of the beast is here. Again.
Sex, coitus, intercourse. Whatever you call it, we'll be talking about it. Hello and welcome to the IN2G show. I'm Luke White.
And I'm Sunshine.
And today we've got some amazing stories to talk to you about. And we're going to kick it off by going all the way across the Atlantic to Texas and speaking about a young lady by the name of Andrea Hernandez.
You done good to get that one,
Thank you. I've practiced that many times before we came out. Now, Andrea is a young girl going to school in Texas and recently decided that she was not happy with the ID cards that they are forcing all the children of that school to wear. Now, the main reason for this is obvious, isn't it? It's the mark of the beast! Ah!
So what he means is
yes,
that the ID cards have a chip in it,
right,
which is going to be able to locate students wherever they are at all times on the campus.
Mm-hmm.
So if you decide to go to the toilet, but you're in there for half an hour, you're not bunking that lesson anymore. And it's Mrs. Hernandez.
Yeah, Miss Hernandez, because she's only young. She is in court, or she's taken her case to court, and the judge hasn't given the full ruling, but has given a partial ruling so far. And he argues that there's no problem with the accommodations that they've made. So basically what the school has said is this. The school has said, fine, you've got a problem with this chip. You don't want to be tracked. You don't want to be located. Cool, no problem. We will give you a special card, okay? And in that card, the chip will be removed. But Miss Hernandez...
That's not good enough.
...is still not happy.
That's not good enough. She says she wants a card that looks completely different to the card of everyone else. It's not good enough that her card will not have a chip. She wants it to be a completely different card so people will know that she has taken a stand and that she is against the whole idea of being tracked. And she is Christian, I'm not sure what denomination, but her and her family believe this is part of the mark of the beast in Revelation, where everyone's going to be identifiable because of their religion, and then we're going to be persecuted and all of this stuff. So now she's taking it back to court.
I mean, it's a crazy one, because the fact of the matter is this. The mark of the beast is going to be worldwide. It's not just going to be in a wee little village
in Texas.
That's the first thing. And secondly, and I'll preface this by saying I am a Christian, and then I'll go on to say this. What is it with Christians and this obsession with being the persecuted people of the world of all times ever? It's like we're running to this state of persecution. It's like it makes us feel more Christian, more like we really are the blessed people of God. And so we're just rushing to get to this persecution. Let it come if it's coming.
I disagree. I think she takes it a bit far. I think the ID card without the chip should have been good enough for her. But I feel where would it have stopped? Today it's an ID card. Tomorrow it might be don't wear your chain, which a lot of people are getting on this side of the Atlantic. It might be you're not allowed to take your Bible out to read in your English class. Sometimes people need to make a stand and say, this is what I stand for and this is Christianity and I'm not going to back down on it. I think she might have taken it a bit far, but I think the stand that she's trying to make in that, this goes against my religious beliefs.
But it doesn't.
It goes against whatever...
What does it go against? It goes against absolutely nothing. Listen, if I was the judge, let me tell you this. I would tell her, go back to school, take the card, and shut your mouth. Because at the end of the day, there's no problem here. Her Christian liberty, her religious rights, whatever you want to call it, are not being transgressed. And it's even come very much closer to home with police scanners that are now being carried by the Popo, as they are affectionately known.
They're introducing 350 devices, I think, in 15 boroughs across London, basically saying that we're going to be able to identify people by their fingerprints within 2 seconds, which is going to show up people who are wanted, illegal immigrants, or have a warrant out for their arrest. Now, I disagree with this because I think the areas that they're introducing them in are heavily ethnic minorities. So it's going to be Lambeth, Haringey, Hackney, Westminster, Brent. Croydon. I just think, well, what about Chelsea? What about Kensington? What about all these other places? And I feel like, like Luke said, the mark of the beast, you're not going to be able to hide anywhere. We have Google Maps. I can see where you live right now if you give me your postcode. So she shouldn't really be worrying about her ID card, but we shouldn't pretend like there isn't something going on to track us. If you haven't got an Oyster card, it's much more money. But if you have one, they'll be able to track wherever you go in London at any time. Your debit card, go to an ATM, they know where you are. We're on the system anyway. So she needs to kind of get over it a little bit. But there is a movement happening that we need to be aware of as Christians.
We want to know.
Don't you think
what,
so?
Well, boy, I've said enough. I want to know what you think. Please subscribe to our IN2G channel on YouTube. Tweet us. Get on our Facebook page. Let us know what you think. And another question I want you to answer is this: who are they? Who are they? If you can answer that, I'll give you £1 million. Who are they?
The man.
Who are they? Let us know.
Okay, so for our second show on IN2G today, we're going to be talking about how popular premarital sex is supposedly becoming with the young people in church. Now, this is all based on a magazine from Relevance magazine who done this study, or who looked at a study, and it said that 18 to 29-year-olds of that group, 88% are having premarital sex. Now, the study then went on to look at, well, what percentage of 18 to 29-year-olds within church are having premarital sex? So, Luke, let me ask you, what do you think was the kind of statistic? Do you think it was higher or lower than the 88%?
I'm going to go lower for 50.
Lower for 50?
Lower for 50. 50%.
Well, you'd be correct if you added on another 30% to that 50. So, yeah, 80%. From this study, they're saying that 80% of 18 to 29-year-olds within church are having sex. And they're saying that most of those, 64% of them have had it within the year, and 40 to 46% of those are having it now.
Right now,
as they're watching the show. They're having it now as they're watching the show. But they're having it now. So, Luke, what would you say is probably, do you think the reason is why that statistic is so high?
Well, it's obvious, really. it's because we've got rid of chastity belts. You know those big off belts that women
made
used
of
to
metal,
wear?
right?
Metal and chains,
Metal.
and they had thorns in and nettles, and it used to gird the loins, well, the woman loins. It used to gird the woman loins, and there was no way in. It was made of 45... You know Wolverine's claws in X-Men?
Okay,
adamantium.
So I don't really
the
think... The
chastity belt used to be made of adamantium, and it was the most indestructible metal that existed. And no man could get in. That's why they had dragons as well, because the dragons would heat up the adamantium. But, you know, now we're
not going to go into that.
Yeah, we're getting into history there.
Well, some of the reasons why the study was looking at, apart from the chastity belt, I was looking at the chastity belt.
Did you looking at it? Then you can imagine it.
I was looking at it right
for starters, it was for women.
Women
you know what I
only.
mean? Yeah, you know, they didn't have the man version. So yeah, chastity belt.
Chastity belt. They're also saying that the marrying age is getting a lot older.
Yes.
So if you're looking, some people getting married at the age of 13 and 15, maybe
Back in the day.
biblical times.
Yeah.
And they're saying even if we look 45 years back, women were getting married at 20.
Right.
Men are getting married at 22.
But now?
Now, women 26, men 28.
And you see, I blame the suffragettes. I blame them.
For telling women that they can go and work.
I blame suffragettes. I blame feminists. I blame female rights activists. I blame you all for what you've done to the women in this country and in the Western world. You have made them feel like if they want to be a homemaker, if they want to have children, if they want to do these things, they are wrong. They are evil. They should want to be the chairman of the board. They should want to be getting paid the same for hitting tennis balls. They should want all these things. What? What is this all about? This has led to these astronomical figures of 80%. It's all your fault. Damn you and your bras. Damn you. Damn you all.
I don't even know what to say to that. I'm just so offended by that. So offended. I don't think that at all. I do think that by pushing the statistics higher, by the marrying age, you're asking people to be celibate for longer. And therein is a problem. Because wherein if you're telling people, well, not telling people, but if people on average only have to be celibate for 20 years and now it's adding on another 8 years to that, it's going to be difficult. You're talking about the ideas of chaperones. You weren't allowed to be going cinema with your man at 10 o'clock at night. You would have someone sitting in between you on the day and it'd be daylight hours. You didn't have a mobile phone to be making them late night phone calls that you should not be making. but you're able to do that now.
Listen.
If you bring in a sexualized age where sex sells everything, that was not possible before. There was
as
no
I
naked,
was talking about.
there was no naked
The
Rihannas.
feminist on her soapbox. This is the problem right here.
This is not the problem.
Mark my words. This is what... No, I'm only joking. But...
I'm saying there was a lot... I personally think it's a lot harder now to be celibate than it probably was so many years ago. But does that mean that we shouldn't be?
That means that whatever message we're pushing out there and have been pushing for the last 10, 20, 30 years is not working. And the message we've been pushing out is an abstinence message. The message is simply this. Sex is wrong. Some people manage to throw some text out of context on it and say, oh, your body is the holy temple, so don't let any foreign objects. I don't know what they would what they would say.
Foreign objects as in...
I don't know. Foreign phallic symbols penetrate your purity. I don't know what they say, but I'm telling you this, yeah? The fact of the matter is, the abstinent message went out with the ark. It came in 2 by 2 on Noah's ark, and it went in the boat, and it went away, and it went away. I'm saying the abstinent message, don't get me wrong, I didn't say it was right or wrong to have sex for marriage, so you run in there gonna tell my pastor, you need to get it straight what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is this, the abstinence message as it's currently preached is ineffective.
I think that's because they're not given a kind of holistic view of the abstinence message. If you're only telling people don't have sex because you could get pregnant or AIDS, then I think that we're failing. Because we should be preaching it from an idea of the kind of oneness that Christ wants to have with us. The oneness that he has with the Father, the oneness of the Trinity, and trying to say, and this oneness is what Christ is saying should be replicated within our unions in marriage. He's saying that this is something that is so special. I've put it in a special place to be had between two people who should only experience it with each other for the whole of their lives. Deep breath on that one. Deep breath.
Deep breath.
Deep breath.
So I can give you all a moment to comment on our YouTube page. Send us a little cheeky message, 160 characters, on Twitter, hashtag IN2G, and also come to our Facebook page.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
That is the most important thing I need you to remember right
Let
now.
us know what you think. Is premarital sex outdated? No, is premarital sex the new thing in, and is celibacy outdated?
Whatever you want to say, please let us know. As always, I've been Luke White.
And I've been Sunshine, and we're encouraging you to live a better life.